And welcome back to Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. He's Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
Howdy.
I'm former wrestling announcer turned weight loss champion Chuck Carroll. This is Fourth and Pain. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Fourth and Pain. Like us on Facebook, and whatever else you do, have lunch with us each and every weekday at noon. Fresh content, new show on fourthandpain.com. And as always, what we do on Thursday afternoon on Fourth and Pain, we welcome Goldberg into the mix. Goldberg, it is time to make some NFL picks. A perfect 5 for 5 last week. How are you feeling entering this week?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I love it.
Here's what I want to know. How are you feeling, Mr. I went 2 for 5 and picked the Giants?
I'm numb because it's the second week in a row that I went 2 for 5. And I will also say this. As I said on the show last week, I am so glad. I said, I hope I'm wrong about this pick. And sure enough, I was. I can eat that loss.
That's just a way to cover your butt. You picked it wrong.
Absolutely, I cover my tail.
You're worried about what you're going to do later this week and getting in trouble with your bosses. You might be in trouble after that pick.
I am Johnny Spin Doctor over here. I can hang my head high. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, not that high, but okay.
Congratulations.
You're a baby face all day, as we would say at the
All American like apple pie, Goldberg. But speaking of that game, did you get an opportunity to watch the Redskins and the Giants? Were you at all surprised with the way that turned out?
No, man. I picked the Redskins, remember?
I know you did, but I was simply giving you the opportunity to say if Adam weren't on this show, I would have gone with Eli and the Giants.
I love you. I love Adam to death, but he doesn't scare me. And I speak my mind and I stick with my picks. And the reality is, I don't pick them like I said before. I don't pick them with my head. I pick them kind of with my heart. So hey, man, I've always wanted the Skins to win every single weekend. So, regardless of whether I thought they were going to win, they won, man, and it was a great game. It's an awesome game.
It was.
At the end of the day, you lost.
Yeah, so there. Boom.
Well, let me ask you before we get to the picks, obviously now the Redskins in the thick of the playoff hunt, only one game back of New York in the NFC East race, also one game back in the wild card race. Given what you've seen on Monday night, given what you've seen the 2 weeks prior, this 3-game winning streak, Goldberg, is this a team that you think can reach the postseason?
Possible, man. Anything can happen. That's what they call football. They play it every Sunday, and any given day, anybody can win or lose. With the talent that they've got, the leadership that they've got, unfortunately, they don't have Adam's leadership of the D-line right now, which obviously would serve them great. But, they've been close in a number of games, and I like to think that they're gelling right now. It's awesome, man. I hope for the best.
Well, Goldberg.
Yes. So a long-winded answer, yes.
Well, Goldberg, you're a much wiser man than Chuck Carroll is.
And come on.
We're only a game out from the Giants, and we would get the tiebreaker because our division record is a lot better currently, and I'm assuming it's going to stay that way. And then the wild card, we're right there for the wild card. We're going to get one of those two spots. I'd be very surprised if we didn't.
Wow, that is a bold statement.
You guys are going to win out. Forget the wild card. You're going to win out.
Well, we need the Giants to lose, and we don't get to play them again, so they're a good team. So I'm saying we're going to get one of those two things based on whatever the Giants do.
Well, based on the Cowboys, also at 6-6, the Giants 1 game ahead, you guys, Washington, has the easiest, at least on paper, remaining schedule of the 4 games. Puts you in a prime position to capture your first division title since 1999. And so finally, this team, you can honestly say, is on that right track. The proof is now in the pudding, and nobody can take that away from what's happening with Mike Shanahan's squad right now.
Absolutely. We have a very good shot at getting to the playoffs. And obviously we want to win the division, but I'm just looking at all the possibilities. Even the playoffs, the Buccaneers, the Vikings, and the Cowboys, they're the 3 teams we're fighting with for the wild card. We've beaten them all head-to-head, so we have the tiebreaker there as well.
It's things are definitely looking positive, and nobody's able to come up with an answer for Robert Griffin III or Alfred Morris at this point. And here's the last stat I want to throw out. Do you know that with Pierre Garçon in the lineup, the Redskins are 5-1 this year?
Hey, I got another random stat for you. Nick Sundberg. Do you know with him as our long snapper, we're 4-0.
Seriously.
He told me that this morning in the weight room.
It makes all the difference in the world.
It's all about the long snapper, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, boys. Well, let's.
Leave it to a long snapper to bring that stat up.
He's got to make headlines somehow. You would like this guy. He is a nut. This Nick Sundberg. He's a good guy. You and he would actually get along pretty well, I'm sure, Goldberg.
He lives in the weight room. I went in there today. He was in there at 6:30 this morning. He's like, I got in at 8:30. He's like, I've already been here for 2 hours. He did a whole lower body workout. Keep in mind, we just played a Monday night football game last night. And while I was in there doing my upper body, he did a whole upper body workout.
Well, I mean, come on. You act like, well, I don't want to get him on my bad side. I don't know him. But, I mean, long snappers don't traditionally extend a lot of energy during a football game.
Well, here's
Here's
the thing. If you recall, this is also the long snapper that broke his arm in week 2.
The Saints, week 1. Saints.
Week 1 against the Saints.
Finished the game
with a broken arm.
and came back 8 weeks later.
I love him already.
Long snapper or not, that's pretty impressive.
I honestly think you two would get along pretty well.
Yeah. I'd get along with him if he didn't take shots at my voice. But let's take a look at this week's games. Let's start off, obviously, with the Sunday night game, as we always do. Goldberg, the first pick is yours. You get honors. Detroit Lions going up against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. This one seems simple on paper. How do you see it?
Well, it seems simple on paper, but Detroit's got talent, man. And you never know who's going to show up. Like Sue, you never know which Dominic Sue's going to show up. But I'm going to stick with Green Bay.
Adam, what about you?
I mean, like you said, Detroit has all this talent, but they're 4-8 for a reason. The Colts may not have as much talent, but they just beat them, and they're 8-4. I mean, they're not playing great football, so I'm going to roll with the Packers.
I'm going with the Pack as well, and of course, we'll put Angie's Picks, your wife, up on fourthandpain.com. Pick along with us there. The Monday night game, this is arguably the most intriguing matchup of the entire week. They save it for Monday night. Houston Texans 11-1 at the New England Patriots at 9-3. Adam, we'll start with you.
I mean, this is a tough one here, but to me, I look at New England, and they have 3 losses. Houston has 1 loss. They have 3 losses for a reason. If this was college football, they would not be in the national title game. So I'm going to go with Houston.
Goldberg, what about you? Are you going with the Texans on the road?
Got to. Sticking with them. Haven't bet against them yet. I'm not going to start now.
11-1 for a reason. Like Adam said, I'm taking the Texans as well. Let's shift gears here quickly. We'll take a look at the lock picks. Adam, we'll start with you here. The lock picks, you got the full slate of games. What is your stone cold lock here?
I thought about going with San Francisco, but they have a little bit of a quarterback controversy. If Kaepernick doesn't play well, do they put Smith in? Then he doesn't play well. I mean, it's just like, and I guarantee there's some sort of division. There's, some hurt feelings in there. So I'm not completely confident. So I'm going to go with Seattle, who's lethal at home, Arizona, who hasn't won in like 3 years. I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
That 12th man out in Seattle is no joke. Goldberg, what about you? Who's your lock pick this week?
As much as I like to be controversial, I'd have to say that that's a pretty good lock pick. So I'm going to jump on the bandwagon there with Seattle.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Now, hold on. I thought your lock pick was the Niners.
You can't say that.
I lied.
Oh, bandwagon.
Changed his
wow.
Yang there.
Oh, man.
You know what, then? I was going to go with the Seahawks over the Cardinals, but you know what? Just for the sake of changing it up, I'm then going to go with the 49ers.
Well, you're so far behind, it doesn't even matter.
Well, hey, man, I got to make up ground anyway. I'm perfectly okay with what just happened. Upset pick time. Goldberg, we'll start with you. Who's coming away the victor that's not supposed to? You've got a tough NFC North matchup. The Minnesota Vikings going into Chicago. Chicago, the slight favorite there.
Thanks for joggling my memory. We had spoken prior to that, and I think that, and like I said, man, and I've said this before, anytime you got Adrian Peterson in the backfield, you have a chance to win. I don't care what your defense is like. I don't care who you're playing. You have an opportunity to win.
AP all day. What about you, Adam Carriker?
This is our upset pick.
This is.
I am going to go with the St. Louis Rams again. They seem to be my trendy pick lately for these upsets. They're an upstart team. They're underrated. I'm going to go with the Rams over the Bills.
Why would you do that to me? That was my upset pick as well. I need to make up ground.
Well, then change it.
I mean,
It's not that hard.
I. You
Go
know,
with Georgia over Nebraska. That'd be an upset.
Yeah, that's an upset. All right.
I would like.
You knew we weren't going the whole show without bringing that up.
Tell me, guys,
well,
tell me if I'm crazy on this one. If I were to say that the Saints actually have a shot to go into New York,
You're
and
not
beat
crazy
the
at all.
Giants.
And I'm the biggest Saints fan this weekend, so I'm with you.
Goldberg, what about you? Would I be crazy to go with that as the upset pick?
Like I said about Adrian being on offense, it's hard to really bet against Drew Brees. He's had some pretty horrific outings as of late, but I time to get it together, man. I don't think it's going to be a sequential downfall like Phillip Rivers. I think Drew's going to turn the corner.
Well, plus that defense is playing better as of late.
Right. I mean, the Saints have dropped 2 in a row, but the Giants lost 3 out of the last 4. It's a coin flip. I need to make up ground. I'm going to go with it. And
there you go.
Of course, we'll get your wife's upset pick. We'll throw that up on fourthandpain.com as well. And finally, boys, let's take it home with the dual round. Goldberg, you and the lovely and talented Mrs. Carriker were in a bet last week. Had to do with cooking dinner for your wives. Adam, you were actually going to have to cook dinner for Angie, or breakfast for that matter.
No, I couldn't cook breakfast because that's what I cook, so I had to cook dinner instead.
That's right.
I lost.
But as it turns out, that's moot because it was a push.
I don't want to cook supper at all.
It was well, we can revisit that
all.
before the year's out.
Well, I don't want to revisit
Plenty of time to revisit.
I can cook breakfast.
That's all right. But the dual round, Goldberg, you and Adam are going head-to-head this week. Me and Angie are going to go head-to-head as well. But why don't you two duel it out? Goldberg, what is your challenge for Adam?
You know what? I will, since I'm such a nice and giving person, I'll let Adam make the pick.
Oh, look at him.
Why? So we can go with the same game once I've announced who I'm going with?
No,
I'm
that's
just kidding.
part of my strategy. I'll probably go against it. No.
I'm just kidding. I love
But
to.
you know what? Hey, at the end of the day, it's better that we do a challenge, okay? Because then there's no tiebreaker. Okay, because I'm always going to pick opposite of you.
Touche.
Okay.
So you pick the game, and you pick the winner, and I choose their opponent. How's that? I'll make it easy for you this week. And we'll see how lucky I really am.
So I pick the game and I pick the winner. You just go with the other team. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Make
Wow.
it easy for me.
If I lose, I'm going to be as embarrassed as Chuck.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's kind of the point.
Wow. Okay. Well, I always make you pick the San Diego game, and I was especially going to do it because it's Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has Charlie Batch, and who knows what's going to happen with him at quarterback. I'll stick with that same game. So now I just need to pick who I think is going to win, and I had not done that because I was not going to have to pick this game. But I am going to go with Pittsburgh. I mean, if you can beat the Baltimore Ravens with Charlie Batch as your quarterback, then you can beat the San Diego Chargers. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
I think that's a fair pick, which means Goldberg, you're going with the Chargers.
So is dinner on the line again?
Yeah, unless you're me, it's the third pick. That's good, man. You know, I'll throw my allegiance back into the Charger ring, and I'll be a Charger fan this weekend.
I like it.
So we got dinner on the line again?
It looks at
Dinner on the line.
Okay.
You notice I brought it up only because I think I'm going to win this.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wasn't bringing it up.
So, okay. And this game, just to refresh my memory, is being played where?
At Pittsburgh.
At Pittsburgh. Okay. All right. Dinner's on the line. Good luck, gentlemen.
And there's actually, according to what I'm looking at, there's no favorite. It's a dead draw in the.
Right. I have my odds sheet up in front of me.
The
It's
odds.
not even listed. It's off.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So this is
there you go.
50-50. There we go.
Coin flip. Good luck. Best of luck to you both. And Goldberg, I can't let you go without, and you guys briefly touched on this. I got to talk about the Capital One Bowl, January 1st, 1 o'clock, Nebraska, Georgia.
Did he just throw up into the microphone? What was that?
There,
Are you okay?
is he still with us?
You're going to be hearing that. You're going to be hearing that in your sleep, Carriker.
You're going to be hearing Go Big Red come January 1st.
I just, as an impartial outsider, I want you two to talk as much smack leading up to this game as humanly possible. But moreover, I think that if there were ever going to be a wager with some sort of significance on the level of the photos of you that wound up on TMZ, this would be the true time to pull this out. Let's not waste any of these wacky bets on the NFL side of things. No. We're betting on alma maters. We're betting on pride here with Georgia and Nebraska.
Well, okay, here's what I want to do. And we had talked about this with the championship games, and we never really did it. I just want to do the jersey thing. You know, Georgia wins. I sport the old school Goldberg jersey and tweet out the photos. We put them on 4th of Payne. Nebraska wins, and you have to swim in my enormous Nebraska jersey. How's that sound?
I'd rather you be on the sideline for the Skins game and get on all fours and bark like a dog. You know?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. You
Come on, man.
wouldn't do the rap video. You would only do a photo. You wouldn't do the video, so I'm not barking like a dog.
I didn't win. I didn't lose. Now, did I?
No,
You haven't lost a
good
bet
point.
yet. That's about to change, by the way.
Hey, well, man, you talk a big game, man, for Nebraska being the team that they are right now. I mean, what really? Come on.
Well, here's
Georgia Alabama game. I mean, hey, Georgia had just as much right to win that game as Alabama did. So.
I completely agree. And if you guys spike that ball instead of trying to run a play with 15 seconds to go, you guys are in the national title game. I completely agree with you. But here, if I'm just picking all the bowl games, I'm just looking at this game and I'm circling Georgia. But the fact is, this game means more to me, so I looked at it a little bit more in depth. And here's the big thing about bowl games. Bowl games all about who wants to be there, who's motivated, who wants to play in this game. Georgia doesn't want to be there. They want to be in the national title game. They want to be in the BCS. They think that they should not be here. They think they're better than this. Nebraska just got humiliated. They just got spanked. They just got embarrassed. They are beyond amped up and pumped up to go out and prove that that's not who they are, and they are much better than this. Georgia don't want to be there. Nebraska does. That's why Nebraska is going to eke out a victory over a more talented Georgia team.
Well, here's something that Goldberg has going in his favor. The prognosticators out in Vegas, they disagree with you. This is
they're going
huge
to.
spread.
They're going to.
Georgia has opened between an 8.5 and a 10-point
That's
favorite.
it. I would figure it'd be 2 touchdowns. We just gave up 70. We are embarrassed and humiliated, and that's why we're going to win.
Goldberg, if I'm you, I'm feeling pretty good about whatever wager Adam throws out there.
Adam, were you a psych major?
No, but I know college football, and I want to be a coach one day.
You're reaching, kid, man. I don't know what they taught you there at Nebraska, but, man, you are reaching big time on this one. I mean,
we'll see who wins.
Humiliated is an understatement as to your last performance, but you're right about the mentality going into the game. You're right. No doubt about that. Georgia probably doesn't want to be there, but at the end of the day, I do believe that they're probably going to take it out on Nebraska.
It's going to be a closer game than people think. I think the spread's going to get bigger, but I think the actual game would be much closer. And Georgia is more talented, but I think Nebraska is going to win just out of pure anger and embarrassment.
Oh, I have cleared my schedule for this game. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and know that no matter what happens, I'm going to be a big winner. So are the listeners of this show.
Absolutely. I just, I hope that Goldberg, I hope we can have this friendly rivalry, and I hope when Nebraska wins, you don't get upset. You don't want to talk to me anymore. I hope we can maintain this relationship that we have.
I'm going to go the entire radio season without losing the bet.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
The man of the many streaks.
Wow.
The streaks continue.
Here we go.
I love it.
There we go.
All right.
Good.
Well, that is Goldberg. That is Trash Talk at its finest. And that is our NFL picks and evidently the Capital One Bowl and a couple of jerseys on. Is that official? The jersey wager? Did you guys both agree to that?
That's what I want to do.
Jersey wager is fine, but we got to sweeten it a little bit. We'll figure that one out in the weeks coming. But we got a month to take to sweeten it a little bit. But the jersey deal, as of right now, is agreed upon.
Let's do it.
Plenty of time to
Sounds
do
good.
it. Goldberg, best of luck to you with your picks this week. And as always, we greatly appreciate your time.
Hold on. Should I have to grow a goatee and color it gray so I can look like Goldberg?
Wow.
That is really not funny.
Oh, wow.
That's just hurtful.
You do
I'm
realize.
You've exhausted my time.
And he's hung up on us. Thanks, Adam. So on that lovely note, this is 4th and Payne. We'll be right back.
Did you really hang up?
Yes, he did.